morning, everybody. How are we all this morning? If I haven't met you before, my name's Greer and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the minister here at Adamstown. And I'm loving the celebration of Pride this month. It's been a joy to celebrate Pride. It is the season of Pride all around the world. It kind of comes from a bit of an American timeline with the Stonewall riots that happened in June in 78, 79, 79ers, 78ers. It's the 78ers. That was, oh yeah, gosh. I'm getting my 75, I can't remember when. I'm getting my gay history all mixed up. I should be better, shouldn't I? The Stonewall riots happened 1 June in the 70s and was a really big part of the LGBTQIA+ movement, and thus began June as a celebration of Pride Month. And we celebrate Pride here at Adamstown because here at Adamstown we highly value inclusion as a reflection of God's will, that God invites all people to God. God loves all people. God makes all people in God's image, and all are valued and have dignity. And so we celebrate all people. And we put a bit of an emphasis on that here at Adamstown because so many places are not safe for our queer brothers and sisters and siblings. So many churches do not welcome all people. And I myself am so delighted to be a part of a church community that is so welcoming and embracing and inclusive of all people. And when we say all people, we mean all people. And in Pride, we particularly celebrate our queer siblings, but that's not to say if you're not queer, you're not cool. So all my non-queer folk out there, we love you. Woo! And in fact, we couldn't have Adamstown without you. It's because of you that we have Adamstown. And next week, as our last week in Pride, we're actually going to be talking about the role of non-queer folk in Pride. How much we need our allies, how much we celebrate our allies, how much we need your voice and your support and your love so that we can continue to be a safe place for all people and a place of worship for all people. So come along to that next week. I'm excited about that. But today, I'm very excited to be welcoming our wonderful Luce Williams. Luce, come on down. I joked with Luce when I was chatting with him through the week that today you're going to hear Luce say more words than you've probably heard him say collectively in the time that you've had to know him.
Maybe.
Luce. Maybe. Don't make me do all the work up here. Luce has come to Adamstown relatively recently, and you might know Luce as the quiet, calm person who makes the tech work most of the time. So Luce, hi.
Hello.
They're pretty scary out there, aren't they?
Very scary. No.
Who is Luce? Tell us who you are. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Probably best known as Soph's husband.
Yes.
But I am...
You're going to have to hold that nice and close.
Closer? Sorry. I'm normally
Says
behind
the wife.
camera.
Yeah.
I'm just, very shy, normal, trans male, so... obviously transgender, was born female, now am male, nearly 28, and if I'm not here, I'm either working full-time or playing video games.
Sounds pretty good. What do you do for work?
Yes. It's a hard thing to explain. Basically, I make people that have investment properties richer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyone out there want to be richer? And when you say you play video games, that might be a slight understatement, mightn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You obsessively play video games.
100%.
And you have your own YouTube channel?
I have my own YouTube channel, Twitch channel, I live stream, everything.
So for those people who are, say, under 45, what does that mean? I mean, over 45.
I do.
Over 45, what does that mean?
So I'll play games, I'll have my face cam there, and I'll talk to people that will have appreciation of games as I do, and we just chill out and talk and play games. Not good, I'm probably not the best person ever to play video games, but no, it's a bunch of fun. It's just, it brings a community sort of like here.
Yeah, I love
gaming.
But gaming.
Yeah.
I often think that it's easy to think that people who play video games are kind of on their own, in their room, locked away in a dark room playing games, but it's incredibly social, right?
Yeah.
Like you're connecting with people all around the world. You might not be in the same space physically, but there's a great virtual community out there.
Yeah, I've got regulars that are all over the world, like one of them's in Scotland. I've got a few in Europe itself. I've got some that are maybe 30 minutes away. It's everyone. It's
amazing.
Insane.
Do you have a favourite game at the moment?
At the moment, I recently played Spider-Man, and I know...
Yeah, my daughter
loves
that.
She loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, she loves the Spider-Man games.
Which is pretty good. So, but my favourite game is very niche that no one has ever heard of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just in case there's someone out there in Zoom land who knows what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, shout out to Jade Cocoon 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we all know what that is,
Yeah.
don't we? Mm-hmm,
It's like Pokemon but cooler.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to...
Nice. Awesome. So I'm just noticing up here for the first time, because I haven't seen this beautiful collection of photos.
Yeah, so...
Luce put this together?
Yeah, so the first photo, I think I would have been... Soph probably knows more than I would have been. 1 or 2?
That one.
One? Yeah. And then that was my kindergarten orientation.
Yep.
And then that was my wedding day in the middle, of course. The photo to the right, I can't remember when it was. It was just a random teenage selfie, as I used to do.
Yep.
And then the photo on the right is my graduation from high school.
There you go. Yeah. So, a journey of becoming, I love that phrase, because it has been a journey of becoming.
100%.
Tell us a little bit about your experience of being assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
And discovering you actually identify as male.
Yeah, so it was something that I knew nothing about until I had left school and finished university. So transgender was never a discussion in my household. It wasn't really well known. Hardly like LGBTQI plus general sort of knowledge wasn't really addressed at all growing up. There wasn't anyone in school that was like, gay or queer. It was sort of not so much abnormal, but it just wasn't spoken about. So I didn't really understand or take the time to research into it until much later in life. So it was sort of just having I guess I grew up as a female, but I think if I didn't grow up as a female, I wouldn't have the knowledge and understanding of women, which I appreciate very much so. But I think it was just something that, because I was given the resources later in life, I was able to really make that decision and realise that that's exactly who I was supposed to be. So, yeah, it was definitely a journey, but again, I'm glad that I got to have that experience as both genders, and it was it was definitely a wild ride, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. How did people respond?
I think when I first came out, because I originally came out as bisexual at 17, and then I came out as a lesbian, and then I was a lesbian for, would have been roughly 5 years, because I met Soph when I was pre-transition as a lesbian, so, and then I officially came out as transgender I think about 23, so it was definitely a journey to get there, and I'm very happy that I've made it now. But I think when I originally came out, people kind of knew before I did, especially as, at the time, lesbian. I was apparently hiding it to myself, but no one else. Yeah. So, and then when I came out as transgender, there were some people that, again, didn't have the knowledge that I had growing up, so they were very unaware of what this was or what it sort of meant. But I think majority of people in my life that's not at the church are still learning, but are really respectful, and they definitely try. Yeah. So I know it was a big journey for my parents and my family, but they've definitely come around, even my dad, surprisingly. He's a very scary looking man, but he's not, he's a sweetheart. So yeah, and I know my mum tries every day. She's actually here today, so shout out to her. She's in the Zoom today.
Okay. Hi, Luce's mum. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So
you raised a good one.
Yeah. So and my friends are really supportive. Like my best friend Matthew, he he doesn't care. He just treats me like one of the guys.
Yep. Amazing.
Yeah, so, no, it went better than I know that people have experiences, whether it's negative, but it definitely was a stepping stone. But I think it was definitely, I have the right people in my life.
Yeah. Beautiful. For those of us who don't know much about what it is to transition, can you talk through what that means? Like what happened, like apart from just saying, you know, I've got a change of pronouns and maybe a change of name, what else happens to transition?
Yeah, so every transition's different. I know a lot of transgender people that have different transitions. Some people do medically, some people don't. So for majority of people, they will start testosterone. I've been on testosterone for about 3 years now, a bit more than that. And there's also people that will get like top surgery, which is removal of their breasts, which I'm on the waiting list for, so hopefully soon.
We'll keep praying for that for you.
Yeah. So, but there is a lot of different transitions. Some people don't medically transition at all.
Yep.
It's all, I guess, sort of a journey, and they all have different experiences. But for me, I wanted to get on testosterone as soon as I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a journey to get there because you have to go through so many different doctors and stuff like that, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I've had friends who've been on that journey as well, and a dear friend of mine, her daughter, trans female, went on that journey very early, knew that about herself in primary school, like early primary school, so had been on that journey pre-puberty, so was able to get puberty hormone blockers as a start, and then the added hormones. So there's kind of 3 levels, isn't there? There's the hormone blockers to block the what your body's naturally doing. Although what is naturally doing can be all over the shop anyway. Then there's added hormones you can take, and then there's medical surgery as well. For those who think, oh, that's such a drastic thing to do to change your body like that. What if, 20 years down the road you decide, actually, I think I am female, or what if something shifts in you? Like, what's your response to that kind of thinking and that concern?
Yeah, it definitely is a concern, especially for younger people. I think hormone blockers are the best thing if you're not really sure of who you are, especially at an early age. I was on hormone blockers before I started testosterone just to sort of level out my estrogen. But I think that, it's definitely, obviously, case-by-case basis, of course, but I think that, if you were to medically transition, you not so much reverse it, but you can sort of put out a halt. So if I just suddenly stopped taking testosterone, nothing else would change. I would keep my voice and everything, like that would stay the same. But then the estrogen would start picking back up and you kind of just resume normal life, and that would be the exact same as well for, male to female, of course. So it's definitely something that I don't think is too scary. Like, obviously, if I got top surgery and then transition, I mean, I don't have back pain anymore, so I wouldn't complain either way. So, I think it's something that's not too scary. Like, I think there is always the way to, if you
take backward steps.
If you discover that that's not something that you want to, that's not who you are anymore, then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I find it fascinating too that, like, if I just, if I just decided I wanted to change my body just because of cosmetically I didn't like how it was, I could go in and pretty much just book straight in. Whereas the hoops that you would have to jump through to do that for gender-affirming care is massive, right? And the wait is process. We were just talking about this a couple of weeks ago after the service with some people, that the wait is massive. You've got to go to multiple appointments and get psychological reviews and all of this kind of thing to jump through the hoops to get the medical care you wanted. Whereas if I just went, oh, I don't like my body, I want to change it, cut this off, do this, I could have that.
Walk in, walk out.
It's a horrible double standard, isn't it?
It's definitely, like, it's a process, and the waiting period isn't great, but I mean, you've waited so long anyways, what's worth a little bit more time?
And everyone that I know who has gone through any of that kind of journey at whatever level, hormone blocking, hormone taking or medical, they all share, how I've heard, just such a relief that it's like, oh, my body feels like me. Do you have a similar experience?
Yeah, it's sort of like when, like for me, pre-transitioning, I kind of just felt like a shell of a human. Like I was in, like a lot of people say you're in the wrong body, and that definitely was true, but I didn't realise it until much later in life. Like I was definitely like the stereotypical tomboy at school, and you just think, oh, it's a phase. Yeah. Wasn't a phase. Yeah. But yeah, I think...
A lifelong phase.
Yeah, forever.
Forever, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's definitely worth the wait. I think it's definitely worth the risks that there are. Like, obviously there's complications with any surgery you have.
Yeah.
But I think, I have no fear about that.
Yeah. And you were talking about your experience of being female and so having a deeper understanding of what it is to be female. What have you noticed in the difference of being male? Like, do people treat you differently?
Yeah. So I know we were talking about this earlier, and it's definitely a catch-22. So previously when I was a woman, I would walk down the street, if it was late at night, you're kind of scared. Now I'm the person that makes that person scared. Yeah. So it's a weird thing, like you lose a fear, but then you become the fear. So that's one thing that I noticed, and obviously I don't think I'm a scary person, but people obviously that don't know me may think I'm so intimidating. But I think when you sort of have like a privilege, because obviously a lot of males do have that privilege over women, which is terrible, but you kind of sort of see that firsthand. Yeah. And it's a weird thing to sort of not get used to, but experience, because you just don't have those worries anymore, but then you kind of think, oh, I know what those worries are, and you obviously don't want to be the one to create them. Yeah. Fascinating insight into gender experience when you've experienced both. Yeah, it's very bizarre, really. Yeah. So tell me about coming here to Adamstown. What's brought you to church? Yeah, well, obviously Soph was the one that found the church on Zoom, and I love technology. So I think helping out when Rod was here, and still helping out now, I think is what really brought me, because I like to help people. Whether I don't care about anyone's gender, like I want to be able to help whoever needs the help, and I love helping out the church and the community here. So I think finding her faith, and then me sort of tagging along at first, I think the church has definitely, I guess, gave me the experience and the community feel that I definitely needed. Yeah, beautiful. We were talking through the week about that sense of belonging. Yeah. I think faith is such an interesting thing. Sometimes we come to faith through a concept of God, or a knowledge of God, or an experience of God, and sometimes we come through community and a sense of belonging in community, and it feels like that's the faith journey that you're on at the moment. Is helping the community, and I'm a very big community believer, obviously with my live streaming and stuff, creating community there, but also having the community here at Adamstown is magical. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you like about Adamstown? What's different about this community? Yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously, belonging and everyone's welcome. Even if you're not the most religious person, or you are, I feel like a lot of people can just come here and it's a safe space. And I think there is a lot of people that definitely need that, whether they don't have a fantastic life at home or just sort of, generic experiences. But I think a lot of people can come here and it's just so warm and welcoming and safe. And it definitely made me feel, I guess, all fuzzy inside when I first came here. And I love that. So, yeah, I think, obviously, Soph coming here for our own journey was great, but it's also given me something to look forward to and have my own sort of journey as well, and not just be Soph's husband. Yeah. I mean, you make a good Soph's husband. I try. Yeah. Soph and Luce just got married last year. Yeah, October last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you didn't quite catch that honeymoon glow that they've got still about them, romantic. Blah. Super lame. Super blah. No, I love it. It's great. So for those of us who might not really understand stuff about trans experience and using different pronouns and all of that kind of thing, is there anything that you could say to help us? How can we love trans people? How can we be kind and compassionate? How can we be Christ-like? Have you got any advice or tips for us on our journey? I think the thing that I wanted to experience was I was thinking about this over like the few days since we last spoke, and I think for me, especially when I used to work in retail, is you just wanted to feel like you didn't want to feel like you had two heads, really. Like you kind of just wanted to feel like you were the gender that you were born to be. Like you want to feel like you're not someone different. You just want to feel like one of the guys or one of the girls or in between. You kind of just want to feel accepted. And I think just giving the people the chance to experience that will mean a lot more than you think.
Yeah, beautiful. Just the simple act of treating someone normally.
How they should be treated.
How they should be treated, with dignity and with respect, and not as something weird or odd.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I love that. Anything else you want to say to us while you've got the microphone and on this side of the tech desk?
Well, we did bring a video.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
I didn't know if you wanted to play that now.
Yes.
So no pressure, Soph and George, but...
Any intro to the video?
No, it's pretty much... So this video is... it's me and Soph, actually. We look like little babies. So basically, it's my voice pre-transition.
Okay.
So prepare yourselves. It is...
different.
Scary.
Awesome. Thanks, Soph.
We'll get a pillow. I had like 16 on the bed, like under the Eevee. No.
You are, baby.
All right, what I miss? Play Vanguard Zombies and try not to pass out from boredom.
So that was... Soph was 19, so I would have been 24?
Yeah.
So about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
that
right.
video was.
Yeah, big transition from there to now.
Yeah, very, very much so.
I love that. Soph, can I also ask you to put the Bible verse up, please, from earlier? I wanted to come back to this and just come back to this passage now. We've just heard Luce's story of a transition from the old to the new, finding home in his body. And when we read passages like this, how does that become anew and alive? Listening to Luce's experience. And so from now on, we don't look on anyone in terms of mere human judgment. Even if we did once regard Christ in these terms, that is not how we know Christ now. And for anyone who is in Christ, there is a new creation. The old order has passed away. Now everything is new. What a beautiful blessing and gift and embodiment of that you are, Luce. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Can we give Luce a big round of applause and thanks?
Thank you.